Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 31 of Bodied, the Cloud9 Fancast. Tonight we'll be discussing Cloud9's amazing end to the 2017 spring split after filling you in on the latest other esports news. And then we'll take a brief look at what the playoffs and promotion tournament look like. I'm your host, Havoc Puss, as always, and today I am joined by...
Frozen Creek, still sick. Too bad there's not any matches this week, and I have 3 weeks to get better, so I'm sorry about that if we lose in the semifinals.
Not as always, it's me, Pipe Magic Man.
And also not as always, it's me, Trey.
Yes, friends here with us to discuss this glorious end to the 2017 spring season. Also, before we start, I wanted to just thank everyone who stopped by Trey and I's shoutcasting of this weekend's games. It was super duper fun. I had a lot of fun hanging out with Trey and anyone that popped in the chat, and I really look forward to trying to do the same thing for playoffs.
It was pretty good time. Any more interaction we could get is great. I think it was the first game of Dig that I accidentally just popped off and went crazy, so I might have to get either a clip of that or something and give it to one of these guys so they can upload it to the channel.
It was pretty fun.
It was pretty good.
Yeah, but before we see...
And in other news...
as Frozen...
I'm just going to take a quick second... I'm going to take a quick second to say fuck you all. I'm the champion of Fantasy LCS.
He won our fantasy thing. He's
He's
the ruler supreme for this season. What can we say? He is Master Blaster, and he rules Buttertown.
And I'm going to take a quick second to announce that I got a sweet-ass mic, so pretty fucking hardcore. So maybe you guys can understand me more, but probably not. But yeah, fuck you all.
Hey, at least I did better than Envy. I didn't get last place.
Oh shit. Pi bringing the mad band.
AKA Team Liquid.
Wait, did Pi actually get Team Liquid place?
Yeah, Liquid Pie.
Liquid Pie.
Hey,
Yummy.
just like Cloud9, I failed in 3 of my weeks, so I only got second.
Oh,
so.
Hey, you're staying true to the team. I like that. I like the dedication.
All right.
So other esports news. Ally played at the 2GGC Civil War. He had single losses to ESAM and Ubecia?
UBCEA.
Okay, thank you. Is he out of that, or is that still going on?
No,
so that was
it's already
last
over.
weekend, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He dropped he dropped to losers to Locust and dropped out of the tournament to ESAM.
Okay.
But to be fair, Zero also, I believe, got 49th or something.
Oh wow. All right.
It's the worst tournament placing Zero's ever had.
That's not bad. If Zero fails just as horribly as Ally did, then I have no complaints. In CSGO news, Skadoodle returned after a brief being sick with... I don't even know what he had, but it was bad enough to be hospitalized. And we went on to beat Complexity and Optic in 2-0 victories, so maybe he got his funky stuff exercised, and that made us play better.
Yeah, one thing I will note is Shroud had one of his first games over 30 kills since 2016, where he got 30 kills and didn't go into overtime.
Oh wow.
And he also used an AUG, so...
Yeah, Augmeta's here, and also Skadoodle was playing pretty well against Optic.
Yeah, I missed those games, and I think our CSGO games were late in the evening, and that's usually where I go to bed. So I missed those, but I'm glad that the CSGO team is getting some wins back. I'm glad Skadoodle has returned. For Vainglory, week 3 of the VG8 happened, and we placed second, going 1-2 against Hammer Esports. To be fair, Hammer Esports is a pretty tough Vainglory team, I believe, but second place isn't bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's the third or fourth week. Hammers Esports was the one that during this league we fought them in finals during the first part of that, I believe. So there's one more week going into it. It's not actually looking too good for Cloud9 since it's an overall match record, and currently we're 4th, with TSM being way ahead of everyone else. But there's still some chance to fight. They could still come 2nd or 3rd, I believe, if they do well this upcoming weekend.
I believe. I think the roster that they have now is pretty good. They've won, I think, a couple of tournament finals or whatever, so I think they can do it. I think they can maybe pull it off. As for Mango, his flight actually got delayed and he missed Full Bloom 3, which is
Pretty
sad.
much the epitome of going out like a buster.
That's 2 Buster weeks in a row.
2 Buster weeks. Hopefully he doesn't get a 3rd Buster week. He doesn't get that turkey, though turkey is delicious. And in slightly old news, Firebat has left. Firebat, the Hearthstone player, has left Cloud9. All sad, but hopefully we wish him luck in future endeavors. All right, so with that out of the way, time to move on to the meat of this episode, the meat of the show, where we talk about our match results this weekend. And I gotta say, you guys, Cloud9 shut me the heck up after kind of went on a doom and gloom ranty episode after that Immortals Envy fiasco. They came to play and certainly shut me up.
Whoa. They came to play the second series of this week.
Yes, that is.
Let's not forget that game 1 versus Dig, they were 6k down at 20 minutes.
No, they came to play for a very long game.
Yeah,
Lots of stage practice.
So this weekend was actually pretty fun and interesting because Ray started both games and he got to play J4, the fabled Ray J4 pick, and he got set behind, but it's kind of not his fault. But once he got back in the game, he made some really sick plays. He got like a triple kill. Once he kind of got back in the game, he was doing exactly what we needed J4 to do, and he did it perfectly.
That J4 or Orianna combo is super dirty. Yeah, just put the Orianna ball on J4 and have him dunk onto like a group of people, and then Jensen press R.
Yeah,
It's so dirty.
Jensen's Orianna equally dirty because I think he has shown that he is extremely proficient on this champion, and he makes her look extremely broken.
Yeah, he was involved in every single kill except for one during the Dignitas series. I have no clue why Phoenix One would even think about letting him play that.
Yeah. After having a performance on that, you have to really question, like, why did you give the Orianna one trick? Like, he's champion. It makes no sense. We also got to see Sneaky on Lucian, which, Jin has kind of been, like, his big signature pick, but I think Lucian is one that he's also equally good at. And it really showed because he was playing really aggressively, especially against, like, Arrow, where he was just, like, dashing forward to, like, get all this damage off. And he was playing the lane with Smoothie just so well. And it was just really awesome to see that play out.
The Cloud9 between days of Dig and P1 was 2 different teams. Against Dig, 2 super bad early games, who we got destroyed game 1 and were only saved by a Baron steal by contracts. And then game 2, Impact just could not catch a break.
Yeah, he got 10 deaths. He was 4-10-10 at the end of that game. I felt so bad for him.
I think Reaper pretty much took them all into a room and just gave them all that he could give, and it showed because against P1, the early game looked so much better.
Oh yeah, and I think part of that was that Phoenix One and Meteos kind of played the early game exactly how we wanted it to go. So no jungle proximity in the top lane, the enemy millionaire stayed mid pretty much the whole game, and a lot of the jungle action was in the bottom side river, with near bot lane and mid lane. And I think that's exactly how we want to play our games and have it kind of go. So it was pretty much the perfect storm for us to open the game wide open and then just win.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think there's something to be mentioned about the Dignitas is the early game was mostly like Chaser and Someday, huge synergy, like correctly reading contracts, trying to gank top, and just being able to steamroll that. But most of like all their early advantage was on Someday and Chaser, so it would have been on those two to try and help make that snowball happen. I feel like they overextended a lot, and that's how we could get back into the game.
Yeah. Contracts looked really shaky on Elise. I'm not sure if it was a bad game because Chaser was definitely running circles around him, and camping top lane really helped Dignitas.
I think he had just a overall playstyle problem because the way that Elise ganks is much different, where you really need to focus on getting a cocoon, and you're a little bit more gank focused and gank centric compared to other junglers like Rengar, Lee Sin, who he's great on but have a lot more farm focus.
Yeah.
At least in the early game, so that's what I noticed at least.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Also an interesting thing, I think Contracts' Baron Steal was actually his second in a row because his previous one was against Envy to help us win the series, I think. So that's kind of a little interesting factoid. But yeah, what did you guys think about? I think Ray is something we should kind of talk about because Dignitas and Phoenix One, he started both games, and despite him being behind a lot in the first game of Dignitas, I think he looked really good, and he really showed the potential of here's what we're kind of working with if he can get a little better, and if Impact leaves.
I think both Impact and Ray have the ups and downs. I think Ray is a much better 1v1 person in the early game, and overall towards his laner he's just better in the 1v1, where Impact is much more, at least in this meta, a lot more conserved. So
Yeah, Impact really does seem to be more team fight focused, at least this season.
I mean, it's basically what I was saying about Ray for the entire split is he's more carry focused. He's better on the carries and Impact is better on the tanks, and you could see that. He played J4 and Kled. Both of them are more damage yellow than lockdown, catch people out. And another thing about his J4 that I really want to mention is you saw him start trying to go for that heavy damage carry build. He got behind, started building a little bit more defensively, which I was really happy about. He didn't just try and go
yeah, he
full
built
damage.
A Sunfire cape and stuff, he went for a more bruiser-ish tank kind of build, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm glad that he adapted and wasn't just trying to go full carry and well, if I can delete one person, I've done my job. He did a lot in those team fights, and I think that's because he kind of realized I'm falling behind. I need to adapt my build.
Frozen, you were spamming your thingy. Did you want to say something?
Oh, I just wanted to say that Ray is playing better in lane, but a lot of it has to do with the fact that he's playing more carry champs like Kled and J4 when Impact is playing stuff like Nautilus and Maokai, who aren't gonna solo kill in anyone, really. But then again, he does spend half of his time in Fountain, so.
Yeah, I kind of would like to see Ray eventually kind of branch out and be able to play more tanky champions because, eventually he's gonna have to. But I think for now, the dynamic we have with top lane is working out pretty well, I think.
I think that it's going to be really good for. Excuse me. I think it's going to be really good for playoffs, just because we can throw in either top laner and kind of throw off a game plan, just because everyone seems to just camp top when Impact is in, and when a race shows up, they kind of have to alter their game plan a little bit. So I think it's going to be an interesting way to play a best of 5.
I will say that I saw probably the best Reddit comment I ever seen. Somebody compared us to the TSM of old. Pretty much Bjergsen just letting Dyrus die top over and over again. Oh wait.
Oh yeah, I saw that. It was really good.
Oh dear, when Impact goes from top die to top Dyrus.
This should be a T-shirt.
It is somewhat unfortunate that Contracts doesn't really seem to look at top, but
Yeah, his jungle proximity is more mid-focused, and I think that's because our game plan is more, okay, if you can help get Jensen ahead, or just keep Jensen from not dying a lot, you've done your job, and then once the mid-game rolls around, we can just out-punch them.
see, but the thing is, if we do somehow win the split, if we do somehow theoretically make it to MSI, if we do that against
Yeah,
SKT,
that's not gonna work against like top teams from other regions. I think we definitely get abused hard.
like we might be able to beat G2 because of it, but that's about it.
Huh.
Who can't beat G2 internationally, but otherwise, like, I think part of the thing Contracts doesn't focus top is like top die was a thing because Meteor's like, I'm gonna come top. No, he's already dead. Like that was Impact was just such a solid rock that it's like kind of hard to. I feel like he's so good in lane that like he doesn't really feel like he has to go top.
Well, yeah, but the thing is, you have to play to the enemy sometimes, and they literally would not stop going top. And this has been happening for the past 3 weeks, where every game is, oh, well, their jungler is top. Their jungler is top again. Now that their jungler has 2 kills, he's ganking mid. Jensen's dead. They're playing it off that, and then we can't really do anything, and that's how we ended up losing some games.
Or yeah, but at this point, a lot of it is kind of predictable. Yeah, but the funniest thing ever was Jensen getting ganked by like I think it was Elise and Makai.
Oh yeah, they both like flash over the raptor pit, and he's just like, oh no.
It was just like, oh,
people here. What do I do?
Oh, this is my life now.
Well, I'm dead. Unlucky, I guess.
Yeah, you
Bye.
have that Metal Gear Solid like guard exclamation point thing. I think shifting gears a little bit, talking about the Phoenix 1 game, Sneaky and Smoothie performed way above expectations in being able to really bully out Arrow. Especially in game 1, like they played such a good job of playing off the Taric pick that P1 chose for stunt, and we played that. I think in both games, but I think especially against the Taric pick, which can make things kind of tricky. We played that to a T, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I also think it was just a lack of knowledge how to use the Taric ult properly, so...
Yeah, Stunt did have a couple that looked kind of weird. But I think...
Just want to say, as far as the bot lane goes, don't let Sneaky's Lucian in the dig game distract you from the fact that he crushed Def with it at Worlds.
Oh, yeah.
Season 4.
I came in after Season 4, so... I saw people
Same.
constantly reminding people of that, but I was never able to actually see it. But yeah, Sneaky's Lucian looked like super duper scary because he was zipping all around, and he was getting really good cullings off, and he was, playing that pick like extremely well.
All right.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else to say. I think we're just gonna be kind of patting their heads for Phoenix One, because that game was that whole match was just perfect Cloud9. I think that's how we want to be playing every game.
Yeah, there was very few mistakes in the early game for the P1 series, but meta's changed, so we'll just have to see.
Yeah, we're going on different patch. So, I guess changing gears a bit. Playoffs. The bracket is all filled up. So for quarterfinals, we have Phoenix One versus Dig, and Counterlogic Gaming versus FlyQuest. And since it is dynamic seeding, I believe TSM plays the lower of the seeds, while Cloud9 plays the higher of the seeds.
So, I'm pretty sure that it's going to be Cloud9 versus P1, and then I can't say who's going to win in CLG versus FlyQuest. That's just... I can't even describe that. That's
It's gonna be a fun match for sure. I think.
Yeah.
Shit.
I don't really know how CLG versus FlyQuest is actually a series, considering like how mediocre they both looked during parts of the split. But then again, we lost to some pretty bad teams. So
CLG.
Yeah, I don't know. Both of them are such wild cards. FlyQuest did look a lot stronger this last week when they were playing a little more meta and not going for the Shaco or Mordekaiser. But at the same point, you never fucking know which CLG or which FlyQuest will show up, so that's gonna be fun to watch. I don't know if it'll be good league, but it'll be fun.
Yeah. We can go more in depth with it next week, since we have literally nothing to talk about. I will be looking forward to both the quarterfinals, because I think both matches will be pretty fun. Also, the promotion tournament. Sorry. The promotion tournament is actually this Friday, which is probably when the episode's coming out. But so we have Goldcoin and E United from the Challenger Series, and Team Liquid and Envy coming in to play for staying alive and keeping their spot. And so it's going to have 5 matches. Winners of the 3rd and 5th match in that tournament will be promoted into LCS, and losers go home. So what are you guys' predictions for the promotion tournament? I think we can talk about this a little bit, because next week we can discuss the results and all that. But what do you guys think is going to happen?
So, Goldcoin looks pretty good. Goldcoin has Mad Life. Loco is their coach. Phoenix.
They have Santorin in
their
the
mid
jungle, I
laner.
believe.
So they have a lot of good names, and especially against Liquid, how great would it be for Loco and Phoenix to play Liquid and just say we were not the problem, and beat Liquid and knock Liquid out of the LCS? How happy do you think they would be?
That's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm hoping happens, because as much as the whole Loco, Piglet, Dardoch triangle, hate triangle got, I really started to dislike Piglet, because he seemed to really be the one that's kind of like hurting the team, because they keep trying to build this team around him and have like a playoff roster, and they just keep missing the mark. And it has to be, you have to look at it at a certain point, just go, when are you guys going to take the hint that maybe somebody, not going to say who, is the problem?
I don't know. Piglet was good. Piglet was a world champion. Maybe it's just the team dynamic is the problem. Because they never had a solid roster. The entire split.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, especially Team Liquid fans, are really questioning, like, the team's overall structure. If, like, if you let your team get so bad that you're willing to just throw a giant pile of money at the problem until it gets a little better each time. um,
I mean, it still went up in flames.
yeah. But
I mean, the beginning of the split should show you that just plugging in a bunch of superstars doesn't always work. Like, and you're doing what everyone did at the beginning of the split for the last, like, 3 weeks. That's a terrible decision.
Yeah.
yeah, it should be good. Go ahead.
I think the cohesion of these teams are definitely going to be tested. I think the two teams that are probably going to get out is going to be Goldcoin and Liquid. Envy, they've had some promising moments, but they tend to have some really big weaknesses that if you can get into the mid game and exploit, will break a game open. E United has a bunch of former C9C players, so I expect them to maybe do okay, but I don't think they're better than Goldcoin or Liquid. So
Not even God Gilius. Oh my god.
hey, Zazel, Licorice, they're also on those teams. So
Yeah, and if you want to see something kind of funny, watch Twitch chat once they showed Zazel on screen.
Yeah, he has like this huge ass beard. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, so hold on quickly. So the first match is Envy versus Goldcoin, and then Team Liquid versus United. So Envy starts at 6, and then it says approximately 6 for Team Liquid and United, but I'm not sure if that's supposed to say something else, and they're supposed to start afterwards. I'm not sure. That's just what
They may be
Normal
doing
League
like
Sports says.
they may be doing like a thing where they play both matches at the same time on different things.
in ALCS 1, in ALCS 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, which kind of sucks because I would like to watch both of them. Oops.
It's-
Yeah, because
Is
I would
anything
like to watch
broken?
both of them. And I probably won't get to watch either. No, I will. Okay. I'm going to watch them both this weekend.
All right.
And no, I did not break anything. That's just because my mic is super sensitive. That sounded super loud.
Okay. Yeah, I might actually live tweet at least one of the games. I'll have to figure out which one I like more. But I may live tweet it from the bodied account, just to have some fun since the season's over and we want to have some action for a little while. But yeah, let's kind of go down the line and give out our predictions for the promotion tournament. I have to agree with Trey. Goldcoin and Team Liquid will probably stay. Team Liquid does have a lot of big names, and I don't think challenger players may be able to compete with such seasoned veterans as Piglet or Doublelift or Rainover. And Goldcoin's been probably the best challenger team, so they'll probably win. And Envy will be a tough opponent though, because they do have really good early games, but like Trey said, they really struggle closing out games.
Yeah. I think Goldcoin can play towards its strengths while Envy's going to have a real difficulty. United also going to have big difficulties, and I just don't see Liquid losing.
Yeah, I think I agree that Team Liquid is going to be too good. I'm just kind of excited to see how Matt decides to die this week, because he had a lot of crafty deaths last week. So
Oh yeah, that one
maybe he
execute
can improve
on
on
the tower.
that streak. Yeah, and then he died to like an igniter in like a last auto or something, like after fight was like completely over. He just died. So hopefully he can continue on with that awesome trend.
Yeah, Pie Magic Man, what are your predictions for the promotion series tournament?
I mean, I gotta go with everyone else. Like, Team Liquid's too stacked, like, that I don't think they can really lose to a challenger. Even though Goldcoin United does have, like, a lot of, former pros. Santorin was pretty good. Of course, Mad Life, Phoenix, but the Mash was also on the lower end of the LCS and solo as well. Envy, I don't think they're going to do well. I never thought they were going to do well, but it really depends on how hard Lyra can 1v9.
Bust out the Nidalee. That pick was
Yeah,
great.
you need your 80s Cinderhulk Nidalee.
Yes, it's
Oh,
that build was actually really fun to watch, and it actually looked like really good. So I 100% endorse that build.
And then finally we come to E United. I just don't think there's enough experience on the roster considering all three other rosters have former LCS pros.
yeah. It's gotta be a real struggle for them, honestly.
Well, whoever wins, it should be an exciting little weekend. Now, doing something probably completely different. We have some time on our hands, so we can probably ask a few fun little discussion questions. Maybe even take some questions from the audience. We are streaming this one on Twitch. But first question for us, was this regular season a success?
I would say, as far as our predictions go, no. Because we were predicted to be top, like, maybe only drop games to, like, one or two teams, and we did slump. So, it was a good season, but not successful for C9.
Alright.
Just
That's fair
the
enough.
mid-slump just wasn't good enough.
Yeah, we kind of displayed that we kind of slumped like we did last split as well, which is kind of unfortunate. I think it's kind of a success just in that last season we finished third for the regular season, and this time we finished second. So we did kind of climb up a spot, which, you know, I'll take that. But yeah, in terms of play, it didn't look as good as we were hoping.
I'm actually going to take that as a success. Like, I think it's almost a little bit better that the season was somewhat rocky rather than them smashing everyone. 'Cause that kind of draws out weak points, that things that they can work on. Like, we still ended up second. We still get the playoff bye. Maybe it wasn't as clean as we all hoped it would be or think it should have been, but, like, we had some learning, but it wasn't like we just fell flat on our faces. We still did really well.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if I want to call it a success or a failure, but I don't think it was a success, and I don't think that we failed because we still finished second. But I think coming into the split, we had a lot of expectations for this team that were reasonable, and not winning the split, and a lot of our performances from week after IEM and on, and the week before IEM, were all like disappointing. We dropped too many games to teams that we shouldn't have lost to. But I guess all things considered, we still got second, so it's hard to call it a failure.
I think what it is it's a problem as a whole for the team where you have specific metas where they're just bad. Like, there isn't anybody who could really improve the team. The team just has to learn to play better towards certain metas and make certain changes. Like, Contracts is a great young jungler, but he still has a lot to learn. And I think that's what we've learned this season.
Yeah, I guess like kind of where I'm disappointed is that Reaper was brought in to kind of get the players to understand the game and grow as players, and I don't know if we've seen too much of that. Obviously NA is pretty mediocre at best, and you would think that if they understood that the game well enough, they could go out there and maybe only lose two series by having a bad week or two here or there. And we saw them faltering way too many times. Like, we easily could have lost to Liquid. Like, that was like a tangible outcome that should have happened. What was it, like week 5 or 6? And I just don't think that the team came together cohesive enough for a whole 9 weeks to call it a success.
Moving on to some questions, specifically from the chat, real quick. Who is everybody's favorite player?
Ooh.
For me, I'm gonna take Impact. I am big fan. So glad we have him on the team.
I'm gonna counter that with, I don't think I have a favorite yet, just because I like all of them a lot. But Array's been growing up, quite a bit. He's super funny. He's super quirky, and
He's so innocent and
he's
pure.
rank 1 for now.
For now.
And he's also rank 1 in Challenger.
Well, do you guys think that C9 can be number 1 next split? Do you think Contracts is going to end up meshing better to get an advantage and increase the consistency of the team?
I think so. He, he is, this was like his first split. So, he played actually fairly well for his first split and playing on a all-star, top 3 team. So I think, with time, he will grow, he will get more experience, he will mesh more and more with the team, more than he already has. So yeah, I think he can only get better, with time and coaching. Also, my favorite player is Smoothie, because he is our leader, and he is just super cool.
Honorable mention to Sneaky, the meme master, but...
Yes, Sneaky and Jetson are like have my heart. I just really like Ray right now, and I think short answer, no. Oh, we're not gonna win next split. At least regular season for sure. I don't think we will.
Okay, well, do you think Contracts can make the same improvements Incarnation did, or does it take a name change from Contracts to Garcia like Incarnation to Jensen?
Well, I don't remember Contracts flaming or DDoSing, so I don't think he's quite on the same path. Also, because no one actually cares who my favorite player is, it's actually Sneaky, because he's the OG C9 player
I'm
left.
editing this part out.
Wow. Feel it.
You
Feel
said
it
no
in
one
my
cares
heart.
about your opinion.
That's it. I'm gone. I'm gone.
Diva,
Poor Pi.
the Diva Pie Magic Man, of course.
He's out of here.
Classic Pie Magic
AFKs.
Man.
Alright, who does Cloud9 want to face in semis or playoffs? In general.
In general, I'm probably looking
FlyQuest.
at... Yeah, I think FlyQuest would probably be the best choice for us. I don't actually...
The only way we would be able to play FlyQuest
Yeah,
is
if
if
Team
both
Dignitas
Dig and
beats Phoenix
FlyQuest
One.
wins.
Yeah. So, with that scenario, I think we have a really good spot because Cloud9 has beaten FlyQuest before, and I think we know a lot of how their players operate and their strategies, so I think we can easily play against them. Playing against CLG or Phoenix One will be a lot tougher because, they actually try.
Well, we did beat Phoenix 1 2-0 recently.
Oh, yeah,
also,
that's true.
so-
Yeah, I forgot that. But how much was just hiding strategies and holding back so they could lull us into this false sense of security?
Well,
I
in that case,
don't know.
in that case, I guess they really didn't want second seed.
Yeah, I feel like you would go all out, especially with a meta change. So, do you think we should run Ray or Impact?
That's a good question. I mean, they both play really well. I think that maybe for playoffs, I'm not sure if Ray might be ready to play in a playoff game, just because the stakes are a lot higher than just playing regular season. I'm not sure if he's 100% ready, but, if he, maybe proves himself enough in scrims, and if he's looking at the top of his game, and he's ready to come out swinging, I say maybe go for it, at least for one game, just to kind of see and test the waters.
What do you think are the chances, assuming that both C9 and TSM make it to the finals, that C9 beats TSM?
At best, I put it at 40%. So, yeah, I think that's 40% is probably fair. 35, 40%.
I would probably put it around, right around 50, because TSM seems to just not show up first games and just try and gather information. And if we fix our early game, we are doing great in the late game, and we seem to be able to fight anyone. So,
Yeah, right now our only liability really is the early game. So if we can, if we cinch that up, I think we could totally be a championship team.
not to discredit TSM,
No,
I
no,
do
of course
think
not.
TSM is
They're-
definitely going to give us a run for a
Yeah,
winner.
they're playing like super well, and I think Hanser's especially stepped up because Doublelift has gone, and he's I think just naturally improved as a player. So I think Hanser and everyone on the TSM roster will probably give us our most challenging match to date. If we can go to the finals, and the Cloud9 TSM matches are always fun to begin with. So I hope we can win, just because we are playing in Canada, Smoothie's home country. So I hope he wins and picks up a really big W for the Canadian C9 fans out there.
Biofrost is also a Canadian.
Nah, we don't need to know about Biofrost. What's Biofrost?
Yeah, fuck Biofrost.
Yeah, fuck Biofrost. You could quote me on that.
Okay, do you think Contracts deserves Rookie of the Split?
Short answer, no. I don't think. I think that Acadian, just based off his first 4 weeks, deserves it way more. I think that if you would put Acadian into this team from week 5 on, that we still would have performed the same as we did with Contracts, and I think that Acadian earned it. Those first couple weeks by straight up going off.
I don't think you can really judge Rookie of the Split by the first 4 weeks, because Contracts also had a really good first few weeks, and then he kind of fell off as the meta shifted.
Not Acadian good though.
That's true.
I mean,
but Cloud9 has more players that can pop up. It was literally just Acadian popping up. You got Keith, you got
He made Keith look good. You guys.
Looper
that should give Keith an reward in and of itself.
can you really give Rookie of the Split to somebody on a team that has a world champion in the top lane and still struggled to barely get out of relegations?
Yeah.
Yes, I think so.
I think that maybe Contracts does kind of deserve it, because when it's either, I think in my opinion, it's either Contracts or Cody Sun, because Cody Sun started off the split looking like absolute shit, and then through force of will and just playing with Immortals more and more, he's actually looked like a fairly good AD carry, and he's actually not useless and doing stuff. And I think Contracts maybe deserves it because he's more or less played about the same as the split kind of went on. And, he has had games where he's popped off, like that Rengar game, where he went 15-3-3 and got 6 solo kills. But I think that, Contracts played great. He's on a, second place regular season team. Immortals and Echo Fox, both with their rookies, didn't even qualify for playoffs. So maybe that has more to do with it. I don't know. That's just my opinion.
I feel like if Cody Sun gets Rookie of the Split, I'm gonna just throw my computer out the window.
But then Cody would
Should
won.
be gold and glue, right?
You can call him
Cody-
Cody won.
No, he's Cody done. His split's over.
I
You're
think
saying he's had his Cody fun.
At least he had Cody fun. That's the important thing. I think we have time for one or two more questions.
One
If
more
the
thing.
chat can stir them up.
I think if you put Contracts into that Echo Fox team, they get are relegated, and I think that Acadian single well, not single, because he had Froggen, but he almost single-handedly carried them out of relegations with his early split heroics.
I mean, Luber didn't play bad. Keith kind of slumped, and
Keith doesn't slump. He lives in a slump.
That's really unfair to say. He had such a breakout performance when he first hit the scene that this is definitely a slump.
yeah, you can't say that Keith isn't a good player. He's shown that he can be a good player. He just has to find his footing, I think.
Yeah, Reddit is kind of super harsh on Keith, and we've seen that what he can do. I think it's just a matter of, like Trey said, just finding his place, finding his groove.
Also, think who his support is. The legend himself, Mini Zhao Zhao.
That's a good point. And I think that Acadian deserves it for carrying that shitty ass bot lane out of relegations.
You say that, but they barely avoided relegations by like one match.
All right,
Yeah.
I'm gonna cut off chat questions now, so I'm gonna get to the rest of these, but then no more after this. Do you think how far do you think FlyQuest makes it next season?
That's a good question.
Out of relegations.
Yeah, maybe. I don't think they could get relegated, maybe, but I don't think they would necessarily clinch a playoff spot because, they have like some really old players in Balls, High, and Lemon, and Altec's all right, and Moon. I don't know. I think
Moon.
their drafting strategies and everything were really transparent throughout the season. Everyone kind of realized like, oh well, they're just gonna try to cheese us, so just ban out any kind of cheesy picks and then just make them play standard, and then we can just beat them naturally through sheer skill.
Who would you choose for an all-star team right now in NA?
Monster in top lane.
I would probably say Haunter, Sven, Jensen, Sneaky Smoothie.
That's actually pretty good.
I would put Arrow in there instead of Sneaky or Stixxay. Probably Arrow though.
Well, you got. Well, I guess there was no mention of import spots. Yeah, I mean, Pi, do you have a dream roster that you'd like to see?
I'm just gonna edit this part out also. Yeah, but go ahead.
I mean, I didn't really have anything else to add. I was gonna be like, it's probably gonna end up being some combination of those two. Of course, I would always love to see Meteos come back, especially with how well he did this split.
Maybe have. Well, I don't know, because if you bring Meteos back, having a 7-man roster similar to SKT may not be the worst idea.
I was talking about the Dream Team.
True. Last question. Oh, sorry.
No, that's fine. It's not important.
Okay. Last question is actually a CSGO question. How do you think the team is doing since Ska's return?
Oh, I didn't get to watch those games, so I don't think
I think they look
question.
clean.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Shroud popped off. Looked like he actually had a place on the team. They looked more cohesive. I think they look good.
Has their coach pickup been beneficial, you think?
I think it's starting to.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, because I remember he was there with them. I can't remember the tournament, but that was when like he was just starting to be their coach. So we may not have seen the results yet, but yeah, I think if they pick up and get more wins, that coaching pick definitely will look like it pays off.
Okay. That's it for the questions.
All right. I don't suppose Frozen or Pi has any CS:GO opinions.
Are you saying I don't watch CS:GO?
I don't know,
Like,
man. You
it
just
was-
didn't speak up. I'm just.
He doesn't
Don't
want to
the
get
last
edited
call,
out.
man. Don't bite my head off.
He doesn't want to get edited out.
Yeah, you've already threatened me once.
Go team.
All right.
Oh, man.
Well, let's finish off our episode like always with our moment of the week. Starting with our resident diva Pie Magic Man. What was your moment of the week, if you had one?
Well, let me make this all about me again, as always. I was watching Smash. I went up visit my friend. We watched some Smash and played a shit ton of Smash. So it's nothing much better than that. Just loads and loads of Smash.
Oh, that sounds super fun. Trey.
Moment of the week: Texas A&M actually winning the South ULaw Finals 3-2 and getting into the ULaw College Championship.
Oh, nice. That's really good. I still wish Alabama had a League of Legends team. I'll need to like write them a letter or something because I want to see that happen. Anyway, Pheasant Creek, what's your moment of the week?
I think I could go on and on. I'm just gonna go with two of them. My first one is Oberon came out. It's a beer that's available up here. I'm not sure where. It only brews from I think the end of March through like August or something. So the first batch came out this week, so that was nice. And my actual moment of the week is Ray in general, just because I really like him. I'm not sure which match it was, but after we won, he went for like a high five or a fist bump with I think it was Contracts, and Ray I think went for a high five at the end, and Contracts a fist bump.
Yeah, they got a whole
Or
like
vice
octopus
versa.
situation going
And then-
on.
Yeah, and then Ray was just like, oh, and then also him taking a nap on stream.
Yeah, Ray is super adorable. It's hard not to like him, especially all the shenanigans that he gets up to with the Cloud9 team. My moment of the week is probably gonna be just it's just gonna be the end of the split. Cloud9 had a really good finish. Also, I won in tennis today. I guess we could put that in because boy howdy, I put my best foot forward and I did it. So
Just one more quick thing before we end. I wanted to say this at the beginning, but I forgot. If anybody's going to Gamers for giving a LAN party in Michigan, tell me and we can meet up or something because I will be there.
oh, the first ever bodied meetup. Yes,
the bodied
the
meme.
bodied Cloud9 fancast meetup. You know, the very high profile, meetup where we'll meet our thousands of crying fans. Well, I guess just Frozen will meet them, but yeah. I don't know where I was going with the joke, but alright, so thank you everyone for listening to the 31st episode of Bodied the Cloud9 Fancast. And thank everyone in Twitch chat again for joining us and listening to us. Feel free to tweet questions and feedback to @C9Bodied or email us at bodiedfancast@gmail.com. Questions, as you have seen, will be answered on the next podcast, so be sure to get those in. We always love answering questions and interacting with our fans. So thanks for listening, and we will see you next time. Say goodbye.
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 Fuck you all for sucking a fantasy.
Alright.
Alright.
Goodbye.